Okay, I lied. Not quite back to a video today, but getting back to that. Getting back in that groove. As I said last time, there's a lot of stress in the world right now, in life, for even those of us who once we got to a point of healing, of spirituality, of growth and expansion of consciousness, as I say, that there are times where we take for granted the growth and the expansion and think to ourselves, I will never feel that way again, because we've gotten so elevated. And if there's one thing that I appreciate most of all, especially recently, it's the amount that spirituality has taught me when it comes to dealing with stress. Because if there's one thing that I've really been reflecting on recently, it's despite the fact that I've been feeling low lately, despite the fact that I've been feeling a stress that I didn't think I would experience again, I can look back on the times where I've thought things like I'm thinking now before. And I'm so grateful that now isn't as painful as it was in the past. And that is because of what spirituality, the spiritual practice, and all of the growth and evolution and healing has brought to my life. I stumbled across a journal exercise, or not a journal exercise, just a journal entry that I did 2018. It was March of 2018. And I stumbled across it because it was the single entry in what was otherwise an empty journal. And I had pulled out a couple of empty journals or notebooks to start a new one for a project I'm working on right now. And actually, it's right here behind me. I don't even remember why I wrote this. I don't remember the context in which I wrote this, but I said, there are many things I wish I knew. Why certain things happen to me. It's rare I feel I wish I could undo something, turn back time, redo a moment, close my eyes, and have something be undone. When I do, it is the most intense feeling. I feel that moment where you know it's your reality, but you wish, you want, you need with all of your might that it wasn't true. And it's interesting that I wrote this because, like I said, I don't remember why I wrote this. But what I do remember of the last 7 years is that I appreciate all the time that I haven't felt this feeling in a very, very, very long time. And I remember what it's like to have that feeling of surreal despair when it comes to having done something or having had something happen and just wishing with all of your heart that you could wake up and it didn't happen. And it's interesting, especially in the last 3-4 years, I have been experiencing that sort of surreal feeling that I talked about in the video that I did a month ago or so about out-of-body experiences, where nowadays when I have that surreal experience of, whoa, this is my life, it's not because I want to change it. It's because I am so incredibly grateful that I have everything I want. And I felt that for so long that I genuinely believed that I would never feel the feeling of, whoa, this is my life, in a bad way again. And what I recognize is that it's not the same. Though I have been stressed out recently, all the coping tools, good coping tools that I have at my disposal that allow me to feel, release, and heal, they're instinctual. They're instinctual. And the one that I want to share with you today is this idea of being able to choose again when it comes to your thoughts. Because this is a tool that really does start to help you untrain yourself when it comes to all of those thoughts that you have in your head that lower your vibration, that lower your mood, that make your life worse when you really don't need to think that way. Anytime I have a thought where I go, whoa, where did that come from? I don't like that thought. Not only do I actually have that as the next thought, because I have become so conscious of all of the things I think, I've become so aware of all of the things that I think, that if I do have a thought that passes through, it only passes through. And then my immediate next reaction after recognizing that I had a thought that I didn't totally love, my next thought is, what can I replace this thought with? And start to reframe my mindset. And if it weren't for my ability to do that, I'm sure I would be miserable right now, like sheerly miserable. But I'm not, despite all of the stressful things that I'm going through right now. They are not nearly as stressful as they could be because of this ability that I've been practicing for years. Because that was taught to me, this idea that you have a thought, you recognize that you had the thought, and then you choose a new one. And it just takes a small amount of awareness of the fact that you're thinking. We all have that audio that plays in our head where we hear ourselves talking to ourselves. And rather than letting that run rampant, we are so capable of tuning into things when we just set the intention to do so. We're great at tuning into things as human beings when we don't set the intention to do so, just because it's been brought to our attention. We will start noticing things that we didn't otherwise notice before. So I want to invite everybody, whether you're having what you think is the best time of your life right now or the worst time of your life, I want to invite everyone to just consider a little more often your thoughts as you think them outside of meditation. We all learn when we learn to meditate this idea of observing our thoughts, being aware that the thought has come up, acknowledging it and letting it go. But what's amazing about meditation is that in this sense, you can do it at any time. Just by outside of your meditation time, recognizing that you're thinking when you're thinking and acknowledging those thoughts. And then asking yourself, if you don't like the thought that you're thinking, or if you recognize that is a lower vibrational thought, that it is a thought that on an emotional level disturbs your peace and your peace of mind, asking yourself, what thought could I replace this with that would raise my vibration, that would raise my emotional state instead? Because there's always an opportunity to do that with every thought that you have that isn't just absolutely amazing and full of joy. You have an opportunity to at least reframe it so it's not dismal, so it's not sad. You can at least, even if it's not going to bring you massive amounts of joy, it's going to bring you understanding. It's going to bring you to a neutral place. Because it's better to, at the minimum, bring yourself to a neutral place than it is to allow yourself to lower your emotional state and disturb your peace. Because if there's one thing I've taken away from the book A Course in Miracles, which is the text that all of the greats of our time and then some have learned from, it's the idea that there is no small upset. No matter how small it seems to you, anything that takes away from your peace of mind, from your state of joy, is something to recognize and to alternatively turn around into something that can bring you to, at a minimum, a neutral state of mind, if not a higher, better state of mind. And we can do this just by simply recognizing that we have a thought that is disturbing our peace and choose again. Choose a different thought. So for instance, if you're stressed out about something and you have that thought, you recognize that thought where you're like, oh man, that was so stressful. Choose again. Instead, ask yourself, what did I learn from this? What is this teaching me? And then instead of, oh man, this is so stressful, oh man, this is so exciting because I get to learn this, this, and that. Because you can take the stress out of the situation when you can start to recognize what an opportunity it is. Obstacles do not have to be problems. Obstacles can be opportunities. You just have to see them that way. All right, guys, thank you for joining me for another video. I've got some fun and exciting stuff planned next. Don't forget to describe. Woo! I'm slipping. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to check out all the links in the description. This video is brought to you by dōTERRA Witches, which is an amazing group that I am a part of that is all about natural, non-synthetic chemical products, all essential oil based. Not only do I have an amazing time using the dōTERRA essential oils because I love throwing them together and playing, witch time with my potions and lotions, but the products that they already have ready to go made out of the essential oils that they source, which are the best purest, most amazingly natural plant medicine that I've ever encountered. And that's saying something, because I am an organic connoisseur. It brings me so much joy to not only use doTERRA products on a multiple times a day, daily basis, but be a part of this amazing group of currently women that I am a part of, the doTERRA Witches. We do classes on doTERRA essential oils and products, and essential oil classes in general, along with amazing full and new moon gatherings. We do a Witch Flicks every month where we do a movie night. This month we're doing 2 for February. We are going to watch Simply Irresistible and Chocolat. So definitely check out the links in the description. Come check us out at doTERRA Witches on Instagram. And may the energy you serve you well. And let's keep making our way through. I know I am. I know you can too.